Breaking: UN officials raid North Korean ship, find terrifying cargo aboard. Tensions between North Korea and the United States have been rising exponentially, as Kim Jong-un refuses to step down and continues to push Trump's limits. After what UN officials just found Kim trying to smuggle overseas, however, he may have gone too far. A bulk freighter sporting Cambodian colors was seen floating on its way to Egypt, but UN officials were convinced that something wasn't right. After investigation, they discovered that the Cambodian boat was actually a North Korean ship in disguise. The Ji-Shun freighter, as it's called, was disguised in Cambodian colors, but had been sent directly from Pyongyang. It had embarked on an 8,000-mile journey all the way to Egypt, and thankfully it didn't reach its destination. UN officials seized the boat near the Suez Canal, and immediately searched every inch of it. At first it didn't seem like there was anything amiss, just a bunch of raw minerals, mainly iron, piled as high as the eye could see. But after digging through the piles of iron, officials were shocked at what they discovered. Daily Mail reports that the North Korean freighter had attempted to smuggle over 30,000 rocket-propelled grenades to an unknown buyer in Egypt. The stockpile, which officials have described as the largest seizure from North Korea to date, is worth roughly $23 million. A rusty North Korean ship was seized near the Suez Canal with a huge cache of weapons worth £17.3 million understood to be destined for Egyptian buyers. The bulk freighter called Ji-Shun was disguised in Cambodian colors, but had been sent by Pyongyang with 30,000 rocket-propelled grenades on board. United Nations officials described it as the largest seizure of ammunition in the history of sanctions against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Last August, a tip sent from the White House to Cairo warned of what was described as a mysterious vessel hurtling towards the Suez Canal. Customs agents acted on the intelligence and stormed the vessel once it entered Egyptian waters. Under huge piles of iron, the officials found the enormous stash of weapons and seized the ship. Since the weapons were seized, officials have been attempting to figure out where the rockets were destined for. Officials believe that the weapons were destined for Egyptian buyers, although it's unclear if they would go to a terrorist organization, a bordering country, or the Egyptian government itself. According to a Western diplomat, this was a one-shot voyage. The boat was completely dilapidated, covered in rust from head to toe, and caked in coal dust from previous journeys. Most of its technology was completely out of service, or barely working. The freighter was registered in Cambodia to avoid drawing the attention of authorities, but the UN managed to launch an investigation revealing the truth about the boat. This marks the largest seizure that the United Nations has ever enacted against North Korea. The situation should not be unexpected for North Korea. Ever since Trump and the UN began imposing sanctions onto North Korea, they've likely been looking for alternative ways to export their goods.